Hi everyone, welcome back to AFC Action Figure Captures. In today's video we're going to quickly cover how to turn one individual figure into an army of figures. So the way this was done was to simply take that same individual figure in a single shot and to basically mask him out, so basically to remove the background from the figure's original photo and to drop him into a new background. And then it was made simply by duplicating that figure over and over again and then realigning them so that they're all actually in the same position, and then basically taking that layer and duplicating it. So all you would do at that point is once you have your layer set up, you would then just drag and drop it to a new layer and create a new layer and then reposition those figures where you'd like them to be. Now in this case here, as you can notice, I've made 4 rows of each of these figures, and it was just a matter of taking that same individual figure and basically making a copy of him and then just simply positioning him next to the original figure. And then once I had that done, I would highlight both and I would duplicate those again, and then I would move the next 2 over and then continue the process. So again, the masking is where the time is spent, originally taking the figure out of the background. And in this case here, I only had them in one pose. You can actually choose to take individual shots and shoot them in multiple poses and actually reposition them. And then basically as you do each one, you would just then duplicate the entire layer and keep repeating the process until you've got as many figures in your shot as you'd like. And basically that's how this was actually put together. It was just a matter of taking the one figure, dropping them into a new background, and then basically applying them to that background. Now if I wanted these guys in a scene, I could simply open a scene that I'd like, and I can drop them into that scene. Let me just see if I have anything on here at all that I can use as a background. I don't believe I've got anything on my drive at the moment for a background here. Let me just take a look quickly. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, let's just say we're going to use this one as an example. This wouldn't be one we'd want to choose, but just in case we did, we would basically do that. We would drag that in behind them, and then obviously we would resize it. So at that point, we'd want to select that layer, and we're going to say Command T or Control T, and we're just going to readjust that layer to wherever we would like it to be. Now this is just a random picture that I chose. Obviously we wouldn't use this one in particular, but that just gives you an idea. You can put them into whatever background you'd like them to be in afterwards. So let's say on a battlefield or inside the Death Star, that sort of idea. You just would pick your background from whatever source you found it on, either the internet or a picture you may have already had yourselves, and just apply it. Just make sure that it actually is sitting below all your layers of figures or troopers or whatever ones you're choosing to use. And that would be it. And then as an example, if you wanted to take those same, the same concept here, instead of having them all in the same pose, you'll notice that I actually have the Cobra infantry troopers, and each one is in an individual pose. Forgive me for the stumbling, but each one was actually shot individually in its own individual pose. And then what I did was I took those same figures and I did the exact same thing where I took the individual figure and then I basically duplicated each figure and then put them into their own row. And then I basically just, duplicated all those layers, and then you get a whole troop of figures using only the one figure. So I don't actually own multiple copies of this figure. I only own the one, and I just duplicated them and dropped them into the background as I wanted to. Now, if I want to move all these guys into one, separate background after the fact, all I would do is just basically highlight my groups, and I've got them in the individual folders, and then I can literally, because it's not doing what I want it to, it's actually going to make me highlight all the figures here. So what I would do is I would actually select the top one, go to my last figure, hold shift, and that will select all the ones that I want to move, and then I would hold and click. Normally I would hold and click and move the entire group of figures all at the same time for some odd reason. Okay, there we go. So it's just being a little difficult today, but you can see that it'll actually move all those figures to wherever I want them to be in the end. Okay, if you make any errors, just Command Z or Control Z to go backwards, or you can just go to Edit and then undo your move, or undo or redo your move if you have made a mistake and want to reposition them. Okay, but that's literally all there is to it. Again, previous videos on the channel will cover how to do the masking and how to actually get your figures into position. The shooting tips and everything on how to actually set up your lighting and everything is in the previous tutorials as well. And you can use all those tutorials to create a scene like this and then just position them or drag them wherever you'd like. You can drag individual rows, you can drag the entire group, all just by highlighting them all and selecting all the guys you want to move. And that'll actually allow you to move them in large groups. And that will allow you to position them in the scenes that you want them in your photos. In this case here, I have had a shot in the past where I had Cobra Commander here on a podium standing in front of the troopers, and then had all these guys kind of listening to his speech in below on a separate scene as well. I believe I had that on the channel previously, or sorry, on my Instagram page previously, which can be found at Action Figure Captures. That's basically how you do these group edits, and that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Once again, thank you for all your support. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell to be informed when all the new videos are dropping. And I'll keep these going as long as you guys want them. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Take care.